Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today, I am doing another massive project day. I'm going to show you what I was working on yesterday. It's a continuation of that today, and then also something just moved. I think there's a cat or a mouse. Anyways, we also are having the rest of our soil delivered today. At some point, the dump truck broke down on their way to deliver it to us the other day. It's a mixture of soil and compost. And then we're going to go ahead and finally finish up this raised bed here. Well, these raised beds, there's going to be a lot of raised beds. But let me show you what I got going on in the garage also. Here is our big pile of dirt. I don't really know how much it is. I originally ordered 24 cubic yards, 12 yards of soil, 12 yards of compost. But this, I don't know, it could be half, but I don't think it is. If they're going to tell me it's half, they might be ripping me off. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem like 12 cubic yards. Like, I mean, I can visualize what 12 cubic yards is, and this doesn't seem like it. But we'll see. We got the little chirpy chirps, all nice and safe and sound inside their new brooder. A couple of them are actually taking advantage of the roost. For the rest of our story here, I have spent the last, I don't even know how long, but definitely intensified over the last couple of days, ripping apart pallets. I have all of this wood here, all of this wood here. That's for a different project, that's for a greenhouse. And then I have all of this wood here. These are kind of the edge pieces along with here. These are going to be kind of the stakes that go in the ground, as well as the crossbars. So, and then there was also a bunch more wood over by the entrance over there. So I was planning on working on all of this outside today, but it's raining and I'm going to have a couple of hour window where I can actually work outside, which I really I would like to be able to work outside. I have enough room in here, but just barely, so it's really cramped and irritating. And I don't have enough room to actually assemble them. I don't have the space. Well, actually, maybe I do. But I have a space to assemble it, but I can't assemble it and get it out of the garage at the same time. Like, there's not enough space to get something that is that wide, even turned on its side. I don't have enough room outside for that. Or I don't have enough room to get outside with that. So, kind of the plan for today is just, while it's still raining outside, before we have our clearing that's supposed to come in a little while, we are going to go ahead and just rip all these that need to be ripped. And I have them all cut to length and use the chop saw, and I've been chopping all of these. Every single one that I've torn apart had the end straightened. I don't know what you'd want to call that. So now I need to go through, and a lot of the ones that are kind of, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but ones like this, I'm going to go ahead and run them through the table saw and just rip them to be a little bit more consistent, straighter edges and all that kind of stuff, just for easier assembly. That's about all there is to it. So I'll bring you along throughout the day and kind of show you what I'm up to. But I mean, really, other than that, I'm just going to kind of show you the end result and how many pallet beds we actually got assembled. We're still waiting on the delivery guy for the truck. I haven't actually even heard from them. We'll see how that goes. I'll probably check in just a little bit. But I have all of the parts and the pieces that I should hopefully need to put together 2 beds here. I need to construct half of the bed. I already have half of the bed constructed, and I need to construct the other half of the bed. The issue that I came into last time, I thought I was just building 2 beds. I didn't pay attention to the lengths of each section, and so I couldn't cross brace them properly. So if you are working on raised beds, just make sure that the mirrored image of each side of the bed lines up so that you can run the cross brace correctly. I didn't do that. So I'm paying for that, and now I'm gonna have, well, I'm not paying for it, I just have to build more beds than I planned on. At least currently. I was going to build a bunch anyway, so just a side note on that one. If you're building beds, make sure the mirrored image are the correct distances, or equal distances rather. done. One down. Well, really 2 down. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust out as many more of these as I possibly can before the rains start coming. And I'll bring you back when I'm all finished with that. And I'll show you how many we got. So, as you can see, it has, well, I don't know if you can see, if you can tell, it's almost dark now. I have spent the entire, oh, that's where those went. I was looking for those forever. So the time now is pretty much in the evening. We got our giant delivery of more. So this, in theory, according to them, is 24 cubic yards of a mixture of a 3-way soil and compost, half and half. So we have everything we need there to fill up our raised beds. And so now I'm not done with the pallets by any stretch of the imagination, but now we're just burning up a bunch of the pallet scraps and stuff. So burning up a bunch of the pallet scraps. There were 2 pallets that I got kind of mostly torn apart, but there were some parts to it that I just didn't even want to deal with, and I was just done with it. I couldn't get it out without tearing it, so I just put it in the fire. And there was another one that was like, it was the weirdest looking pallet I'd ever seen in my life. It was a bunch of like almost scrap pallets that were put together, and then somebody like dyed it blue. But it wasn't painted blue or anything. It was like dyed blue, and it would come off on your hands when you touched it. I didn't want that in my garden, so that's what that one is there. And we just have all the scraps and things. I've already put a couple of buckets of scraps in there. And so now we're just gonna go back for another load in our handy dandy unaffiliated, but this thing is amazing. If you all don't have one of these gorilla carts, you should get one. You should get one at Coastal's too, because I got this at Coastal's and it was way cheaper than anywhere else. I got it for like, I think it was like 80 bucks. So. Weird facial expressions. So, the burn pile that we have going on currently, Robert got that one going. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but yeah, he just threw a bunch of gasoline on it and it caught fire, believe it or not. So that one is not going to be salvaged. That one is of unknown origin of a lot of the wood. We're just kind of throwing stuff in there. That's where we disposed of the meat chickens when something got them. And it's also going to have a ton of nails in it. So we're just going to scoop it out when we're all done, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so I want to show you guys. I did end up actually meeting my goal today. And I got all 4 of these beds built. Let me show you. You're not going to be able to see it right now because it's raining all day, and I am like completely drenched and soaked to the bone. But I want to show you guys. They're upside down, but we got all 4 of these built. And these beds are 12 feet long and about 4 feet wide. Most of them are 44 inches, one's 48 inches. And then we also have that bad boy right over there, along with our decrepit meat chicken tractor. So we got all 4 of these built. How incredible is that? And let me show you how much wood I still have left. Oh my gosh, there's so many pallets. I think these raised pallets are awesome on a small scale. On a large scale, they're just annoying. I don't know if it's worth the time on such a large scale to actually break these things down. I don't know. I just didn't have the money to spend, and I didn't want to spend the money on it. But, so, we still have all of those left. And kind of got a little bit of cleanup going on in here. So we still have all of these boards. These are all 36 inches long. And then some miscellaneous, some longer boards that we're going to use for end boards. And then, yeah. And then a bunch more boards over here. These, actually, I'm going to toss in the fire right now. All of these over here. All those. I think I have enough boards here for probably, let me see, 5, probably each one it's about 4-ish pallets, and probably between 40 and 50 boards depending on how thick they are. Like these ones you'll only need 3.5, but usually I do a combination. 2 of these wide ones and 2 of these thin ones usually work out to be just what I need for 18 inches. It also depends on how deep you're going to do them. I'm doing 18 inches, so that's just kind of how it worked out. So I would guess that I probably have enough for 2 more. Maybe 2 more. We'll see how it goes. I'll update you guys later on. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to go and I'm going to feed the fire, and then I'm going to hop in the shower and I'm going to eat a big, giant, like 1.5 pound ribeye because I haven't eaten anything all day and I'm starving. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for just supporting me through this journey of learning how to homestead and garden and all kinds of sorts of stuff. So thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.